Hello, Nashe. How are you doing? I had a wonderful week in Prague in my family's apartment there, and I did some witchy shopping, and I would like to show you what I bought and what I'm gonna use them for. And this time I've been to a couple of very interesting places. One of the places that I've been in was a museum called Speculum Alchemy. What happened in 2003 is that a flood over Prague opened some secret tunnels that showed some ancient alchemical labs from the reign of Rudolf II, which was the king that wanted to become immortal. And they found a lot of the potions, a lot of the texts, a lot of the magic, a lot of the recipes, even though the recipes are now jealously being guarded by the owner of the museum. They still sell a version of the elixirs in that museum. And in Prague, they didn't use any heavy metals and weird shit in their potion. It was basically alcohol-based and hair-based. And the only difference between their potion of eternal youth and our, that they make today than the one that was in the past is the fact that they removed the opium from it. So, you can get a potion of eternal youth now. But in that museum, there is one of the last bottles of the original potion of eternal youth. So you can see it, you can look at it, you can see that thing that survived. And the only thing I got from this museum is this. This is a beautiful Ouroboros brooch. It's made from metal. It's actually a very decent brooch. It's not like a pin. It has like a lock mechanism that that is like holding the pin into place, and it's very elegant. I find it extremely elegant. And this is a symbol that was found painted on the bottles in those laboratories. So, walking around with this is like, I'm an alchemist, look at me, and it was very cheap. But there are also more expensive things there. For instance, there are boxes and chests carved from wood that would cost quite a pretty penny, thousands of dollars actually. So if you go there and you want to buy a lot of stuff, no, it's expensive, but just going in and snooping around and seeing how things were, that's very interesting. That's extremely interesting. So, it's a very delightful place. Another place I was in that didn't have a souvenir shop as much was basically an exhibition of the tower where Dr. John Dee and Edward Kelly came to be in Malostrana, meaning like the pathway that leads from the old town to the castle. And there is nothing in that that survived in that tower that originally was Dr. John Dee or Edward Kelly, but the building itself is beautiful, and they made an exhibition trying to restore how it might have looked like. So if you're in Malostrana and you want to see where Dr. John Dee, the inventor of Enochian magic, went to, it's a very interesting thing. It's called the Museum of Alchemists and Magicians. Now, the rest of my shoppings are either like Czech traditional shoppings or shoppings that I did around shopping magical or metaphysical shops in Prague. One of the things that I got was this. This is a black marble carved incense holder. You put the stick in here, and it's incredibly convenient because it's safe. It's not made out of wood. There is no fire hazard, and it's wide enough that you can burn something safely. And also, it's very elegant in my eyes. And a lot of my magic is like herbal. And since most of my magic is herbal, I'm like, it's fitting my decor, and also it's black, so it's like, it's very useful. I also got this bowl. I got the big bowl, there were smaller bowls. This is a burning bowl, I'm gonna burn stuff in it. It's not an incense holder, I'm actually using the Ethiopian incense holder to a greater effect. I'm very happy with it. And I think it's this one, it's either black marble or it's like painted soapstone. If it's a painted soapstone, it shouldn't have any water because it will take away the paint, it will become ugly. But this is a fire thing for me, it's a good thing to have good stuff to burn shit in. I also got this pouch. It's a big velvet pouch to carry stuff. and it has this silk lining in the middle. I bet originally they thought that this would be good for tarot cards, but for me, I'm like, having a lot of small magical things in my purse is something that I like to have, so I think this would be a good carrier bag for them. From another shop that was more about medieval stuff, I got this cow horn candle holder. And sometimes you want to strengthen stuff, so this is something great, like, you know, if you're one that use the runes, use Uruz a lot, and you're like, okay, I use the Uruz as a symbol, but I need something that actually contains the essence of Uruz to make it really potent. You can carve or dye an Uruz here, and of course anoint it with your blood, and that will empower the candle with whatever magic that you want to put inside. This wasn't very expensive, and look at it, look at the colors. Isn't that beautiful? It's just beautiful. I also got this hand-carved spoon. And I do make potions in the cauldron. And what I like about this is, like, you see, it's really hand-carved. It still has some of the dried green wood on it. It really, I'm gonna let it cure for a while. But this will absorb any potion that I will make and will give it a lovely patina in the end. So it's a very good purchase that they did. Also, I got, oh, by the way, I got some matches from Sharodyelitsky Obchod, which is the main witchcraft store in there. This is like the general Wiccan store that they have in Prague. I actually, you know, I really want to make a video about Prague for witches, or the Czech Republic for witches. If you want it, if it interests you, please tell me and put like, you know, comment below that you want me to do so, because if you plan to go there, I would really like to talk about the different shops, where they are, you know, what can be learned about the witchcraft of, you know, the history of witchcraft, astrology and alchemy from Prague, because it was a very understanding and loving place for those arts during the 17th century. And sometimes it wasn't, and there is you know, there was a witch hunt, and there is a torture museum where they have items like the witch's throne and like ducking chairs and other cool things like that. So if you really want me to talk about that and share with you what I've seen, because I've been in Prague for 4 times now, I think I saw pretty much everything. Again, pretty much. You never see it's like, it's an endless barrel. You will never see the end of it. Even if you go and live there and you have all the time in the world, it will take years for you to see everything. Literally. Because it's such an historical city that wasn't damaged by time or by change. Okay. Now, I already saw you, shown you in Sharodyelitsky Obchod. I made the video inside last time I've been there. And I also showed you a video of Udzario, and I'm mispronouncing it again. But let me show you what I got from Udzario. Okay, first of all, I got 2 Japanese incenses. And I really don't know what those are. I got them because they felt good. They're selling them by rolls. Now, you know, when you buy Japanese incense like that from Japan... Wait, is this straight? No, this is the straight thing. You get like 6 rolls in a box, but they sell it per roll, and it's like in a locked cabinet, because those things are considerably more expensive than other things in the store. Which is like, you know, it's not very expensive for anyone that comes from the US or from Israel, but for them it's expensive, so they don't want shoplifting, and I get that. I get why they take those measures of security. I also got some blood, dragon's blood. They get Persian dragon's blood, which is quite different than the normal blood, dragon's blood. And it's convenient to me, actually it's Pakistani. It's from Pakistan. It's like very grainy, it's different. And it smells more spicy than normal dragon's blood. So I use it, you know, I already gave one of those packages away to one of my friends. I got some local cedar for money spells and, you know, and for the benevolence of the spirits. Also good for healing and shit. And I think like I would be burning a lot of cedar during this Mercury retrograde. I got, by the way, keep yourself safe. And they call this feng shui incense, but this is actually a Sumatra's benzoin. Yeah, it's Sumatra's benzoin, and it's very heady, and it's very good for bureaucracy things and love spells. Now, I've shown you everything that I bought in Magic Shop, but I also bought magic things outside of magic shops. One of the things that I've gotten was this. This is a cut crystal box in the shape of a heart. It actually has teeth, and it's very tall, as you can see. And this is a real Czech lead crystal. And the reason why they introduced lead into crystal, and by the way, those are completely safe, you can eat off them and not worry about lead poisoning, is because it allows the crystal to be more malleable and make pretty forms, and things could be cut into the glass itself. And this is a great box for love spells, because you want that binding thing. You do want the butterflies and the roses and the good feelings, but you also want that person to stay with you. So one of those boxes is excellent for this. And what you can do is you can, for instance, I'm gonna write all the names of the couples that I want to keep together after I cleanse and consecrate this box, of course, in a single piece of parchment, real parchment, like kosher parchment. And I'm gonna lock them inside that box together. And this is sympathetic magic that would keep them around together. Here, I taught you a spell, aren't you proud? I also got in a beautiful shop called Manufactura. Now, Manufactura is basically, Manu is like Manu's hand, Factura is handmade shop. It's a shop that is basically about cosmetics. It's a shop that is basically about bath stuff, okay? And I'm a big bath person. I bathe. And they also make stuff, they have the normal, like, mint shower oil and rose shower oil and, like, bath bombs, which are, for some weird reason, considerably more expensive than anywhere else, and bath salts and everything. But they also have, like, a lot of things that are handmade, including those little charms. Now, those of you that are into British witchcraft and Celtic witchcraft will tell me, yes, we know those. Those are made with the last, of course not these, but originally were made with the last corns of the harvest and were hung around the house against evil spirits. So one could very cheaply get those and basically use them as protection charms. I also got them these. They also make corn dollies, and those are made from ears or corns. And this corn dolly is making twine, which might represent destiny, but for me this represents something a bit more ecological. You see, we are not appreciating our clothes anymore. We have a lot of clothes. Our clothes are shittily made. It's not something that your mother sat down for hours weaving the twine, making the fabric, and tying it together, that you can feel her love and protection in every stitch, okay? It's something that came off a machine, probably by the Chinese chemical string factory or something like that. And we stopped having that level of intimacy and love in our society. So besides her representing the goddess of destiny, or like the manifested force of destiny, it represents to me the return to the simple things in life, the return of making your own shit if you can. So I love her. She wasn't really expensive, but she is big. She's sitting in my palm. She is considerably big for a corn dolly. This is a good Lunasa or Lamas decoration for the altar. And I like to decorate my altar according to the seasons, even though I wouldn't see. Just, because I have friends that are more Wiccan or claiming aligned. And this is what they do. Now, another thing that I've gotten lots and lots of bottles. Those bottles, again, are cut Czech crystal. And those are little potion bottles. Now, I won't be using them for most of my potions. I would be using them, however, for things that has to do with love, romanticism, and wealth. This is A for Arden. This is going to be my personal oil container. It also have this wonderful blue, cobalt blue glass, which is protective. So they have them in all letters, so you can have like your own personal perfume or oils. It comes with this dabur that you can anoint yourself with it. This is a red one. This is a beautiful red one. They are also known in the Czech Republic for making fake malachite glass, like this one. A green one. A purple one. It's a purple one. It's a purple heart. And amethyst. Amethyst roses or purple roses are used for eternal love, so it's very good. Blue, which is like, a beautiful, expensive protection. Another yellow one. This one is a very Oshun. It's a very Oshun diva one. It also has like this full black garnet in the bottom that gives the colors of Oshun Ibu Kole, my mother, which is like Oshun the eagle, the Oshun the witch. So this one is another one that I will be keeping for myself if I'll ever make a love or attraction oil for myself. Also got bigger ones like this one. This one is a beautiful blue one with a crystal top and some chime thingies, which could be made into like, healing oil that I can like constantly carry for all sorts of burns and shit. And the last one is this. And this one, you're saying, oh, the top is so tall. So it's triangular and and this represents manifestation, and this is actually a spray. So I can carry that spray around. Look at the top, it's beautiful. I can carry this spray around like, I can have purificatory spray. I'm making sweep, which is like a spray that represents Oya. So, even though I'm a child of Oshun and I can do the whole green and gold color scheme, like this one, it's so sturdy, it's glass, it's thick glass, it can fit in my purse. And even if it bangs around, it won't get broken. But I can carry my own sweep right now to cleanse areas that I'm in. So, last and not least, I got 2 other books. In English, of course, which could be useful. Now, let me tell you something. One of them might not seem so magical, but the other one will. This is the one that is not so magical, the best Czech recipes. Now, Czech food is very, it's an ancient cuisine. It's an ancient cuisine that takes from Hungarian cuisine, Russian cuisine, German cuisine, etc. And it's like simple and delicious. If you want to make more European food, this is for you. And also, it has very few ingredients, and all of these ingredients have magical properties. So if you're into magical food, as to say, making like apple goose for one of the holidays, or you want something more Czech traditional like knedlíky, okay, with some sauerkraut, making something that is like German but sweeter and softer in the same way, or more complicated or more interesting. Those books cost nothing, and they could be very good for you, and you can imbue the food with your thing. And I'm a cook. I'm not working as a cook, but I'm considered to be a very good cook in Israel. Another fun thing that I got in is this 77 Prague legends, and legends are basically by areas. They are by areas. And they have stories about magicians and Rabbi Lowe that made the golem go. It actually described the process of making the golem. And I want to show you the bookmark. And the bookmark was as cheap. Look at this. It's the skeleton. It's the dancing skeleton from the astronomical clock that was made by Rudolf II, the one that was all about, immortality. So I got several of these. I give them as gifts. And that's it. That's my witchy haul from Prague. So tell me if you want me to talk more about the history of magic and witchcraft in Prague, and and goodbye and a share, and have a pleasant week. And please be safe during this Mercury retrograde. It's going to be a hard one. Goodbye.